All right. Let's see. Scoot that way some. There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. It's perfect. I don't know who's... Good morning, good morning, good morning. Can you guys hear me this morning? I don't know if you can hear me this morning. Good morning, everyone. I don't have my earpiece in this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Tanika. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay, we are going to start. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my live. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, welcome back. My name is Tavia Garland. I am a commercial beauty photographer and professional makeup artist here in Los Angeles. And today we will be doing a makeup tutorial. And then after the tutorial, we will be shooting a mini session beauty shoot. So you can kind of see what the process is like. This is Anne. If everybody doesn't know her, this is the beautiful Anne. She is a model here in Los Angeles. She is signed to EMG Models, and she's going to be with us today. So, so that is what is going on today. I kind of let you guys pick the last time what we did. We did makeup the last time. A part of me feels like I kind of want to do makeup again this time because I got some new products that I want to go ahead and try. So until we completely figure out everything, let's get started. And let's, and I'm trying some new, like I said, I'm trying some new products. I'll be showing you guys the new products that I'm going to be trying, and you're gonna go crazy. But a lot of the stuff that I'll be trying is either drugstore, from the Dollar Tree, or like Ulta or something like that. So that's what we'll be trying today. I bought a dupe of the Brazilian Bum Bum cream from like the Dollar Tree. So we're gonna be testing it out. And here we go, that's where we go. That's what it looks like. It wasn't that expensive. It was like $1.25. So that's what I'm gonna have Anne put on herself today. Let's see your hands. There we go. Perfect. Get it all over your arms, your chest. You guys know I'm all about affordability. You know, whether you're a makeup artist, whether you are a beauty influencer, whether you are just a beauty lover, it's hard out here right now. You know, it costs a lot of money to live, just to go outside. So I kind of want to show everyone, whether you're, like I said, a makeup artist, whether you're a beauty enthusiast, whether you are an influencer, some things that you can go ahead and utilize without it having to be super expensive. Thank you, Brooke. So yeah, so good. And you have your moisturizer on. How does it smell?
Smells really good.
Yeah, it really is. Yes. It's definitely not overpowering. So what we're gonna do is we're always gonna start off with her skincare first, and we're gonna do clean hands as well. Oh, you're taking off your shoes?
I can feel them like
slipping off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to clean my hands first. You always want to make sure that you clean your hands. I'm going to be using actually alcohol to clean my hands. And I know this sounds crazy, but Anne, let's see your hands. There we go. Clean them off. Perfect. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cleanse her skin. We're going to be using Bioderma today to cleanse her skin. You guys know that I like to depot. There we go. I like to depot a lot of things just so that my kit won't be heavy. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna cleanse the skin. Anne already has really good skin as is, so I'm kind of lucky with getting that. But we're just cleansing off her forehead, her nose, off her forehead, her nose, her upper lip, her chin, basically her T-zone. Turn towards me. Perfect. That's what we're doing. And then look up for me. We're gonna clean underneath the eyes because it's really, really important to make sure those under eyes are clean. Perfect. Perfect. So I'm gonna let that dry just for a little bit because we're gonna be using a toner, and the toner that we're gonna be using, and we've been actually using it, this is the second or third time. I think it's, what is it? Like, it'll be the third time. Because the first time we didn't use it. Okay, yeah. So this will be like the third time that we're using it, and it is the Dermasil AHA glycolic acid toning solution. And that's what we're gonna be using. And we actually love this because it really does a good job of getting any other type of like dirt, debris, oil, anything that the that the micellar water did not clean up. And then also it does a little bit of exfoliating, and it also gives a little bit of a glow to the skin. And this is something that I have been using since I got it, and it came from the Dollar Tree. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna cleanse her skin with the toner. Be careful with this toner. Make sure you do not go underneath the eye because it is an AHA. Just get around the mouth, do the nose, chin, turn towards me. Perfect. Perfect. Good. You can turn back to the camera. Perfect. So now, what I like to do is I like to have the model do a little bit of work themselves. And it's because their hands can tell how much pressure is being applied to the skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Anne apply her own eye cream. Let's see your ring finger. And we're actually gonna be using I'll show you. We're going to be using the Global Beauty Care Lift and Firm Eye Cream with collagen and peptides. And this actually came from the Dollar Tree as well. And we're going to put it on her ring finger. And you're going to emulsify it together with your other ring finger. And you're just going to tap, 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 tap underneath the eyes. Perfect. Perfect. And if you can, get it all up underneath the lash line. Now, the reason why she's not swiping is because swiping will cause streaks. And when you're getting ready to put on your concealer, it can make your concealer streaky. Also, it is best to make sure that you are pressing and pushing any skincare into the skin. If you're doing a serum, if you're doing an eye cream, if you are doing a moisturizer, the best thing to do is to go ahead and just push it into the skin. Also, please don't forget to like this live and also share the live to as many people as you possibly can. The next thing that we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use a moisturizer. This is the third time we've used this moisturizer. It's the Dermasil Whipped Recovery Cream with marula oil. And we love this. This too came from the Dollar Tree. And we actually did a shoot with it. And I really, really, really love this. It's a cheap alternative to the Drunk Elephant whipped cream. Let's see your hands. You're gonna emulsify it together. And Anne's gonna emulsify it in her hands, and she's just gonna push and press it all over her skin, avoiding the under eye, going on the upper lip, her forehead, and then the rest she can go ahead and put on her neck because it's super, super important that you are moisturizing that neck of yours. Perfect. Perfect. Good. Her skin looks nice and glowy and beautiful. Now, I'm pretty sure you didn't exfoliate your lips again, did you?
I did, actually.
You did, perfect. So normally we would go ahead and we would do exfoliation to Anne's lips, but since Anne already went ahead and exfoliated her lips, we don't have to do that today, which is absolutely wonderful. So the next thing that we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna put a lip mask on her. It is the vanilla lip mask and it's from Trader Joe's. It is literally, let's see, it's literally a dupe for the Laneige lip mask. And I really, really like it. I think it costs like maybe $5, not that expensive, $5.99. I know Anne loves this lip mask as well. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually put it on her finger and allow her to apply it on her own lips today. There you go. And it's okay to have the model do a little bit of the work, you know? That's all right. Because like I said, they know their own pressure points. They know what works, what doesn't work, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And they can gauge things sometimes more than you can. Let me give you something to wipe your hands off because it's a little bit sticky. Actually, let's do a cotton round for you. Here you go. Perfect. Great. So the next thing that we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do eyebrows. Well, we're gonna prep eyebrows. That's what we're gonna do. While that actually sets in, thanks. While that sets in, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna prep Anne's brows. I like doing it in this order just because it allows the product to dry really well. So we're going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. Let's see, can you see? There we go. I know it's hard to see because it's a glare. But yeah, we're going to be using the Anastasia Brow Freeze. And remember, never apply product directly with the applicator because that is not sanitary. So you want to get a disposable mascara wand and you want to use it that way. So you want to get yourself a disposable, there we go, mascara wand. So we're going to go inwards on the brow, the opposite direction so that we can really coat the product into the brow. And then we're gonna go the direction that her actual, that her actual hair grows. Turn towards me. And like I said, the reason why I actually like to do this before foundation or anything like that is sometimes the product can be it can be wet. And what'll happen is your foundation can get stuck in the actual product, which will then be stuck in her brows. And then you'll have a hard time trying to make sure that you clean the brows up, and you don't want to go ahead and do that. So I just like to do this step first, and it also gives it time to dry down. And it also gives a little bit of time for the skincare to absorb and do its job. Now, what I like to do is before I even put a primer on my client, I like to take a 2-ply tissue. I like to pull it apart. And just in case any moisturizer did not absorb, I go ahead and I just press on the skin, and this takes away any unabsorbed moisturizer, any unabsorbed eye cream. And this helps with the smoothness of the foundation and it just blending beautifully. Perfect. So now what I'm gonna do is, Anne has a little bit of combination skin. So she has more of a oilier T-zone and a normal to dry, like cheekbones and things of that nature. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use a primer on her, and I'm gonna be using the One Size Secure the Sweat primer. There we go. Can we see? Can we? It's such a glare. Sorry guys, it's very glary today. And this is like a super shimmery package. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm only gonna apply it in the areas that she needs it, which is her actual T-zone. And I'm just gonna apply it with my fingers. My hands are clean. On her nose. Perfect. I'm gonna just tap it in just a little bit. Then we're gonna apply it to the forehead. Perfect. And just tap, 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 tap to really get the product in. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the chin. And tap, 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 tap. Perfect. Now this product has to sit for 1 minute so that it dries down. If it does not sit for a minute, what happens is your foundation application will not be as smooth. It'll actually start to peel the foundation and cause flakiness. So you always want to make sure that you let this product dry down first before you go ahead and you apply. While that is drying down, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start prepping for her foundation. I was trying to decide, did we want to go ahead and use Estee Lauder Double Wear today, or do we want to go ahead and use our tried and true e.l.f. Satin Foundation? You know, we really love e.l.f. Satin Foundation over here because it really photographs beautifully on camera, and it also obviously photographs beauty on video. So what do you think, Anne? Our regular?
I was gonna say we can switch it up. But
Okay.
It's up to you. I don't know. I'm happy with it.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is the screen thing was supposed to be open? Because then we have like.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot. There we go. Because it was starting to get.
Yeah, like I think the first time it was like
Yeah.
reading or something.
That was, no, it wasn't with ours. It was another live that I had did, and it kept, it kept cutting off. But yeah, I forgot to go ahead and do that.
Okay, just because I remember last time you had it open.
Yeah, I did have it open. And that's another thing. When you are streaming, make sure that you are having your, your LCD screen open. I'm streaming currently with my Sony a7 IV, and I'm using a Sigma, 105 millimeter macro lens, and it's the DG Art lens that I'm using. But just make sure that you keep your LED screen open so that it will not overheat. Okay, so Anne's primer should be dry by now, and I think I'm just gonna stick with our e.l.f. I think I'm gonna stick with our e.l.f. because we're trying other new products today, and I want that to be the focus. I really don't want the foundation to be the focus. So we're going to be using, like I said, our e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. That's what we're going to be using today. And this is the shade 31. And we're going to have to add or do a little bit of color correcting because this is not the exact shade for Anne. Anne has a little bit of a olivey undertone. So I'm going to add a little bit of blue pigment and a little bit of yellow pigment to do color correcting. And we don't need a lot, just a very little. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix it into the foundation. If your client's foundations are not matching, just go ahead and get some pigment. And the pigment, I'll show you the pigment that I like to use. It's the LA Girl. Here, I'll show it to you. It's the LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment, and they're in 2 different shades. There we go. Sorry if you can't. There we go. 2 different shades, blue and yellow. They have like an orange one, just in case the foundation that you're using is too cool tone. You can use the orange one to warm it up. And one day we'll go over the color correction a little bit more into detail, just so that you won't be spending a gajillion dollars on foundations. Like, it doesn't make sense. I carry probably like maybe 3 foundations, 4 foundations max at a time, and then I use these color correctors just in case I need to go ahead and correct the actual shade. Kits get pretty heavy. No one wants to be lugging everything around. So I went ahead and I applied my, what is it? I applied my powder puffs to my fingers, and it's to protect her skin and protect the foundation. And I'm gonna be just checking the color. And obviously this color is correct. Now, the color is matching actual Anne's body. I know the lights and sometimes video you can't really tell, but the inner portion of Anne's face is a little bit lighter than the rest of her body, like her chest, her neck, her arms, but her face is lighter. And it's possibly because, Anne, do you wear foundation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is when you're putting on foundation, it's naturally blocking the sun. So if you are a foundation wearer every single day, it's not getting that light on the skin, which means it's not actually tanning the skin. So you'll notice like your face is a lot lighter than your body. Turn towards me. And I'm using a e.l.f. Satin and Stain Blending brush to apply her foundation. And if you know, I like a lot of e.l.f. products. Sorry, I know it may be a little bit controversial, but I really like a lot of their products, and it's because they're good quality and they're affordable. Now I'm taking this down her neck and her chin just a little bit, just to make sure everything blends properly. Perfect. Chin down. And then we're gonna do her nose. And if you pay attention, I'm literally avoiding her under eye because we will be putting concealer underneath there. And if you do not want your concealer to be cakey, do not put foundation underneath the eye. Perfect. Skin looks really good, radiant. Beautiful. So now that Anne's brows are already prepped, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill them in a little bit. Anne has nice, beautiful, full brows, so we don't need to do a lot. She only has a little area that needs some filling in. Bree, what does it say? Didn't complete the Heart Me mission. Oh, I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Sorry, I'm reading you guys' I'm reading what the chat is saying. But Anne doesn't need a lot of filling in. Like, she doesn't need a full brow. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm only gonna fill in the areas that need it, which is the tail end of the brow on the, what is it, on my right side, but her left side. And a little bit in the front of the brow. So this brow looks good. It's that brow that needs the filling in. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be using the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil, and the color is Java. There we go. There we go. The color is Java. And what I like about these, it's a real micro, it's a micro tip. Turn towards me. And I'm not gonna be heavy. I'm just gonna flick where her brow is sparse. And it's really only in this small little area that she needs that filled in. And I'm doing light strokes because we don't want to do too much. Turn to the camera. Perfect. And actually, let's fill in this little area right here. So we want to make sure everything is even. Like I said, it's only a very small area. Oh no, I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
So next, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fill in the inner part of her brow. And we're gonna be using the same micro brow pencil, except we're gonna be using it in a different color. We're actually gonna be using it in the color Latte. Now, when it comes to your actual brows, you never want the brows to be, the color of the brows to be one exact color, because that's not how your brows are. Your brows are normally sparse in the front, and then they get a little thicker towards the middle and then taper down towards the end. And if you have all of your brows be one color, it looks boxy and it doesn't give it any type of dimension, and it can actually make Anne look angry. So you don't want to go ahead and do that. So by using a lighter brow color in the front, it gives dimension and it gives softness and it gives shape. Turn towards me. And she only needs it on one side because this brow, turn to the camera, this brow is already filled in and already thick right there. But if you pay attention, it's kind of sparse there and we want to make it even. So turn towards me. And I'm doing the same thing, except I'm going in the direction that the brow hairs grow. So her brow hairs grow upward. And so I'm gently stroking the brow pencil upwards in the direction of her brow hair growth. Turn towards the camera. Perfect. Turn towards me. And you always need to step back and look and see if your work is correct, because sometimes up close we can't see, but if you step back and you look at it, it looks good. So her brows are filled in now. Perfect. So now the next thing that we want to do is we want to kind of shape the brow just a little bit. And what I mean by shape is clean up the brow underneath. And the technique that I like to use is I actually like to use a concealer to go ahead and do this. And the concealer that I'm going to be using is my tried and true e.l.f. Camouflage, 16-hour wear concealer. There we go. And I think this is medium beige. I think that's the color. I think the color is medium beige that we're using. Yes, it is medium beige. These concealers have a tendency to oxidize, meaning it goes on one color and then when it dries down, it darkens. So you're probably like, why does it look so light? And it's because it will oxidize. So I'm going to be taking an angled brush and I'm going to be using that to carve underneath the brow. And also this technique gives the brow a more lifted feel. And clients always love a lifted brow because a lifted brow gives a happy eye, gives a youthful eye. So what I'm going to do is turn to the camera. I'm going to start in the front of the brow and I'm just going to go underneath the brow. There we go. And just shape underneath her natural brow. I'm not creating anything that I'm not supposed to. There we go. And it just creates a cleanly lifted brow. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take another brush. I'm going to take an angled concealer brush, close for me, and just blend that out. And then I'm going to take the rest of that concealer, close, turn to the camera. I'm going to take the rest of the concealer and pat it all over her eyelid. That's what I'm going to go ahead and do. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing. And I know it looks a little messy, but you'll see how everything pans out in the end. Turn towards me. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite eye. Same concealer. Just going underneath the brow. Perfect. And then we're going to take the same angled concealer brush, turn towards me, and blend it out a little bit. And then we're going to apply it all over the lid. There we go. So that is applied. Now what I like to do is, if I feel like it's not blended out enough, I'll take a sponge and I'll blend the sponge. I'll use the sponge to blend out the concealer on the eyelid. And I've already wet this sponge and dried this sponge out. There we go. And it's just a paw sponge. It's not that expensive. I think like for a pack of 6, you can get them on Amazon for like $9.99. Close for me. And just go in and blend it out. You guys are hearing my dog, Velvet, right now. Close for me. She had a rough morning this morning. I changed her probiotics. So she's been not the happiest camper this morning. She's a multi-poo, and if you know anything about poodles, they are very particular about their food and their items, and they can get a little sassy. So that's kind of been what we've been dealing with this morning. But she's still a sweet girl. She just had a little attitude this morning. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to set the actual concealer that we used as an eyeshadow base. Pooh. Shh. We're going to be using the Imco Beauty Miracle Flawless Pressed Powder. Let me see. There we go. And we're going to be using it in shade number 2. And we're actually going to be using a triangle sponge this time, because we really want to press it into the skin. So I'm just tapping it into the product and then tapping the rest on the back of my hand. Close for me. And just putting it on the eyelid. Perfect. We're going to do the same thing for the other eye. And we're setting this eye because eyes have a tendency to get oily. And even though that concealer is a mattifying concealer that we went ahead and used, turn towards the camera, it's still, the oil can still come through on the eyelid and cause creasing, and we don't want to do that. And then also, if you pay attention, this kind of neutralized out how bright that concealer was because I used shade number 2. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in and we're going to do makeup again this time. Last time we did makeup, we're going to do makeup again this time. I got a new palette this past weekend, and the palette is the Juvia's Place, the coffee shop. Now, I know it's a lot of controversy going on, but products are products to me. It's up to you whether you want to support a brand or whether you don't want to support a brand. But when you are really out there in the field as a makeup artist, sometimes you just got to use what you got to use. So this is the palette. We'll talk about that later. So this is what the palette looks like. It's nothing but like browns, warm neutrals. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to use a fluffy crease brush, and we're going to be using the Makeup Shack T70 brush. There's just a lot of controversy going on with the brand. With the brand, other creators, other brands. So yeah. I kind of try to stay away from a lot of that. So the color that we're going to be using is we're going to be using this color right here in her crease. Close for me. Perfect. And we're just doing in circular motions, circular windshield wiper motions. And this will be my first time like using this on like camera and using it on like photographing it. So we'll see what this actually looks like. And I think we're gonna go more with like a glam look today. So we're gonna be adding lashes, which we've never added lashes on live today. I mean on live before, so we'll be doing that. And we're just going in the crease, windshield wiper, circular motions, and this actually helps blend out the eyeshadow. Perfect. Turn to the camera. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with a warmer color, and we're going to switch brushes. I'm going to be using my Hakuhodo brush, and it is going to be, what is it, J 552, I think. But that's what the brush looks like. And we're going to be actually using this color right here. This color right here. Perfect. Close for me. And we're going to be working on the outer V of the eye. And I actually like to start at the lash line a lot of the time and then go in halfway to the crease. Perfect. Open for me. And sometimes you need to kind of step back and take a look. Like I said, always step back, take a look at your work, see if you like it. If you don't like it, do some changes. We're just, like I said, going on the outer V of the eye. Perfect. Open for me. Gorgeous. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite eye. Start at the lash line. And then go into a V shape halfway into the crease, not completely into the crease. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Hi, Ryan. Feel free to ask. Perfect. There we go. Let's see. I want to go back in on this side because that other side has a little bit more depth and it's a little bit more opaque, and we want to make sure everything is literally even. Open for me. Okay, beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a smaller brush, and it's a Hakuhodo brush also. And I don't know what number this is. I think it's like J14. I've had these since like 2020. So sometimes the numbers rub off, but this is what the brush actually looks like. And we're gonna actually go in with this color down here. And I don't know, when I look at this palette, close for me, and we're gonna do the same thing we're gonna do at the lash line. And we're going to do a V, but it's not going to be in the crease. It's only going to be on the outer edges of the actual eyelid. And it's because we're adding depth and dimension to the eye. Open. Beautiful. There we go. Turn towards me. And a lot of people have a hard time with browns. Browns, neutrals. They have a really hard time with browns and neutrals because it can get muddy if you're not careful. But layering it is really, 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 really important. There we go. Turn towards me one more time. And like I said, step back, take a look at your work. See if you actually like it. Perfect. Good. Now you can see the dimension in the eye. Perfect. Turn the other side. Perfect. Great. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and do a lid color. I'm not quite sure because this palette has, like I said, it has all of these different like shades of brown. Maybe we'll go in with this color since we're going for like a brown type of smoky look. We're going to be using a flat brush, a flat eyeshadow brush, and it's a Hakuhodo brush, and it's B0042. And like I said, we're going to be using that one. And before we do, well, actually, we're going to dip into this one. And this is what it looks like. There we go. And what I like to do to really make sure that the pigment pops is I like to go ahead and I like to spray the actual product. There we go. I like to spray it, and I'm going to be using Well People Do Your Makeup Mist. It's a 3-in-1 setting spray, and I'm just going to spray it on there, and that's what the actual product looks like. So close for me. And I'm just going to press it on the lid. And I'm not going completely over the entire lid. I'm going pretty much halfway on the lid into the inner corner, not on the actual eyeshadows we already put down. Open for me. Beautiful. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Spray. Close. And we're going to press on the lid. And don't forget, at the end of this tutorial, we're going to be photographing it. So if you want to see what everything looks like on camera, you will. And we're just pressing and pushing. There we go. Turn towards. Beautiful. And if you feel like you got too much of the shimmery lid shade into your matte shade, close for me, just go back in with your brush and just blend it out. Turn to the other side. There we go. And then go back in with that small brush. Turn to the camera. Go back in with the small and just reapply in those areas. Look towards me. Perfect. And because I want to be a little extra today, I'm going to be actually using another eyeshadow. Sorry guys, Velvet is loud today. I'm going to be using another eyeshadow. It is the Beauty Creations single pressed eyeshadow, and the color is Howdy. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. And it's really, really, really pretty. And I'm actually going to take my finger, dip it into the product, and then I'm going to put it on the lid, close. Just to add a little bit more drama. Open. And you could see the difference between with it and without it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the other side. And we're just pressing on there. Perfect. And it almost looks wet. It gives it like an illusion of wetness, but it's definitely not wet. It looks really, really pretty. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to conceal the under eyes, but Anne has some brush. Turn towards me. She has a couple of brush, there we go, hairs that were on her face. So we want to get that off. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do concealer. We're going to be using our Kofi concealer that we like to use. And it is in the shade Rose Rush. And you know, I like to put everything, for the most part, on my glass palette. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to be utilizing a concealer, an angled concealer brush. Perfect. And you know what, before we do that, I see that she has some eyeshadow that has fallen underneath her eyes. Now, what you would want to do in this situation is go ahead, take your micellar water and cleanse it up underneath the eyes, because you do not want that eyeshadow to mix with your concealer. You don't want to do that. So I just took a cotton round, put that on there, put it on the micellar water on there, and I'm folding it in half, and I'm just getting it off underneath. Perfect. Turn towards me. And we're being gentle. And then what we're gonna go do is we're gonna take that same foundation brush. We're not gonna put any foundation on it. And we're just gonna go ahead and blend that little area over there. Turn towards me. And blend that over there. Perfect. Perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna apply our concealer. And I like to start on the outer, turn this way for me, that way, there we go. I like to actually start on the outer parts of the eye and almost create a little line going from the outer corner of her eye close to the temple. Turn towards me. And then I like to go into the inner crease, or the inner corner, excuse me, of the eye. That's what I like to do. And then connect it. Now, if you pay attention, I'm not putting it completely under the lash line yet. And it's because I don't want to go ahead and do that so soon. It can cause creasing. Plus, I like to use another brush to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other part of the eye. We're gonna create almost a line from the bottom lash line. And then we're gonna go ahead and go in the inner corner of the eye. And then we're gonna connect the two. Perfect, turn. And I think I need to add a little bit more concealer, just a little bit more concealer, not too much. Turn towards me. There we go. To the connecting. So now, and you'll see in a second why I do this. Now we're gonna go ahead, because we're still not putting the concealer completely underneath the lash line. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the highlighting of the face. Let me turn towards the camera. We're gonna put a little bit of that same concealer in the middle of her forehead. And you see, obviously it's lighter than her skin tone. We're gonna put it on her cheek, her chin, excuse me. We're gonna put it on the top of her lip and on the sides of the nose. And we're actually gonna connect it to that concealer. Turn towards me. And this actually gives you dimension in the face. So now we're gonna go in with another brush, and we're gonna go in with a actually fluffy eyeshadow brush. Sorry, they are literally working on, I guess, like gardening outside, if you're hearing that noise in the background. We're gonna dip it in the rest of our concealer on our palette. Look up for me. And then we're gonna go underneath and we're just gonna blend back and forth. And then now we're gonna go in and press. And this helps blend out the concealer, and we're only going on the edges first. And then going in and blending it. Perfect. And it looks beautifully blended. We're gonna do the same thing for the other eye. Look up for me and just buff it out. And then we're gonna go ahead and blend it out on the edges. Blend it out on the edges. Wow, a little bit of hairs, there we go. Look in the mirror. Perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and blend out the rest of the face. And we have a little bit of hair, there we go. Oh, come on. Blend out the upper lip. Blend out the forehead. And you're probably wondering, why are you not using a sponge? I like to use a sponge last to blend out the whole entire face. I find that it's more efficient when I'm using a brush, and it's because I can become a little bit more detailed. You know what I did not do? I did not highlight down the bridge of Anne's nose. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that. And we're gonna be using actually a flat concealer brush to do that. Because remember, we wanna add dimension to the face. So we're just going down the nose. Perfect. And it's letting us know that we have, what, like 4 minutes and 53 seconds left on the live. I don't know why it does this, but it does. Okay. There we go. Boom. Perfect. We can continue. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to blend out Anne's nose. And we're going to take that same brush, the same fluffy concealer brush. I mean, the same fluffy eyeshadow brush, and just blend it down the nose. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Dimension, dimension, dimension. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set all of the places where we did the highlighting. Now, I went ahead and purchased a new product. It has been going crazy all over TikTok, all over the internet. If you love the Givenchy quad like setting powders, e.l.f. just came out with the same thing. We'll see. And it is the Set It Bright Correcting and Bright Setting Powder. And I know it's hard to see because of the lights, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to be using light to medium. They have like 5 or 6 different shades, but I'm going to be using this, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and use all of the colors today. We're being really spontaneous. Normally I don't do that, but it's a new product. I want to, you know, see if it works well. You know, sometimes things can be overhyped, and we won't know if it's overhyped until we test it. So I just put it, there we go, inside of there. And I'm actually going to be using the sponge to apply. What's going on? Is it itch?
I'm just going that there's a hair. It's okay.
Let's see. Oh, there's no hairs. Look up for me. Yeah, there's no hair. It's probably just a little, yeah. It's hot in here today. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dip this powder into the sponge. Tap off any excess because you don't want to do too much. Look up for me. And literally press it in the under eye. Look at the camera. Okay. It smoothed it out. It smoothed it out. I was hearing some people say that they weren't really liking it compared because they were like, oh, it leaves a sheen, it's shiny. And I'm like, we'll test this out and see. So look up. Oh, we have glitter. There we go. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. It's smooth the under eye. It's supposed to like do some blurring. Now let's go ahead and set the rest of the eye with this. Let's set the chin. Let's set the forehead. There we go. I don't know. I think I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it on the camera, and I think it's looking pretty good to me. Let's down the bridge of the nose. And then let's do the upper lip. Let's do the upper lip and the sides of the nose. Perfect. I don't know, it looks pretty good. Anne, can you see yourself in the, it looks pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, I can't. Oh yeah, you don't have your contacts in.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Anne doesn't have her contacts in, but it looks really, really good. It looks pretty blurred. Her eye looks smooth underneath. So the next thing that we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna set the remaining of her face. We're gonna be using the same MCO Beauty Miracle, hold on, let's see. Miracle Flawless Press Powder, but we're going to use it in a different color. We're actually going to be using it in shade 3. We're only going to be doing it on the outer portions of Anne's face. So that's what it looks like. That's the shade. And I'm going to be using a fairly small powder brush. Tapping off any excess and just going towards the hairline. There we go. There we go. And then we're going to go down the sides of her nose to set perfect. And because we're doing like makeup today, we're just going to go ahead and set the rest of the face. Turn towards me. Normally I don't really do this because it doesn't really need it, but we are going to do glam today. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Looks good. Skin looks great. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to bronze the skin. We are going to be utilizing, trying to think. What bronzer do I want to use today? What bronzer did we use the last time? The bronzer that we used the last time was what? The Milani bronzer. The baked bronzers. That's what we went ahead and we used the last time. So I think I want to go ahead and I want to use it this time. I want to use it in the shade Tuscan Tan. And that's what it looks like. And it's really pretty, believe it or not. It's kind of marbleized. It has a beautiful glow. And we're going to be using like a kabuki. We're going to be using like a big kabuki brush to apply. We're going to swirl it in there, tap off any excess. And please be aware this does have a lot of fallout because it's baked. So just make sure you tap it in or tap it off first. We're going to start from the back and move to the front. Perfect. And it's really, 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 really pretty. Gorgeous. Turn towards me, make sure you tap off the excess. Start from the back. Move to the front. And just slowly build. Chin down some, there we go. Perfect. Now we're going to do the forehead. We're just going to do a little bit on the forehead, not too much. Perfect. So now I want to finish off actually the eyes, and we have glitter. It's, turn towards me. There we go. We actually had some glitter on like her cheeks. And I'll show you guys like pretty much how to get that glitter off in a second. But we're gonna finish up the eye, because we're not done. We're gonna go back in with that same, the Coffee Shop palette by Juvia's Place, and we're gonna go in with the same shades that we used at the top. And we're gonna use a different shadow brush. We're gonna go in with this color. Hold on, guys. Probably because sorry guys, it froze. Couldn't hide camera source. Hold on, let's switch. What's going on? Okay. There we go. Perfect. Back to. Sorry, guys. We had a little technical difficulty, but we are back. Scoop this way. Other way. A little bit more. There we go. Okay. Sorry. I think either the battery died or the camera got hot. One or the other. So now we're going to go ahead and finish the under eye. We're going to be using this shade right here. I'm going to be using another Hakuhodo brush in J5529. Look up for me. And we're just adding it underneath the eye. We're smoking out the under eye. Perfect. There we go. Turn towards me. We're just smoking the under eye out with that same color that we use in the outer part of the eye. Beautiful. Look up one more time. And remember, step back. Take a look at your work. See if you need to add any more. Perfect. So now we're going to go in with a flat shader brush. And we're going to go in with this same color. And we're using this flat shader brush. Look up for me. And we're just going to go on the outer third of the eye. Actually halfway. Perfect. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to the middle of the eye with this color. Right under the lash line. Super, 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 super gorgeous. So now we've done that. We'll do the eyeliner and the waterline afterwards. And you'll see why, because we're going to go ahead and set. And you never want to do any like mascara, eyeliner, or anything like that before you setting your eye with setting spray. So now we're going to go back to the face and we're going to do some contouring. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to be using MAC Shape and Sculpt, but we're going to be using it in the color Sculpt. And we're going to be using a contour brush. There we go. Dip in, tap off the excess, turn towards the light. And we're only going underneath the cheekbone and blending up. They're working on stuff outside, so that's why my puppy is barking. Sorry, guys. Blending up. Perfect. Turn to the other side. Underneath the cheekbone. Blending upwards. You have all these baby hairs. I'm blending up, 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 up. Perfect. And then now we're going to be doing a little bit of contouring where her brow or the tail of her brow is, because it lifts up her eye just a little bit. Let's do the other side. Get your hair out the way. Yeah, next time we're going to do ponytail, just because it makes it a lot easier. We're going to do the same thing. Chin down. There we go. Perfect. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to contour the nose. And we're gonna take a, let's see, where's my brush? Here we go. We're gonna take an angle brush, and it's meant to contour the nose. And we're gonna contour it with that same color. And make sure you tap off the excess before applying. And we're gonna start in the inner corner of the eye and go up. And then we're gonna go down the sides of the nose and blend in toward the nose. Perfect. We're gonna go in the inner corner, the eye, then down the sides of the nose, and brush towards the center. Turn to the camera. There we go. Looks really, really, really pretty. And I thought I was gonna have to do my other trick, which is take a the lighting portion or the shape, the sculpting portion of the powders from the MAC palette, but I see that that pressed powder by e.l.f. has a little bit of a glow and shimmer to it, so I don't have to go ahead and do that. So that actually eliminates one step for me, which is a thumbs up literally for me. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a blush. We're going to do the color Dolce Pink, and it is by Milani. And it's a really, really pink color. Really, really pretty pink. It's a good universal color for everyone. And I'm just going to go ahead and use a fluffy blush brush. And I'm going to actually be starting, and this is a tip. Do not have your client smile, because what happens is this. When you smile, your cheeks go up, and then when you're not smiling, they go down, right? So wherever you put your blush, the cheeks were up when you put them on there, but then it falls down and it makes the blush go down, which actually pulls the face down. And the whole point is to lift up the face and add youthfulness. So never have your client smile, or even smile yourself. We're actually going to start at the top of the cheekbone, and we're going to move back towards the hairline. And if you know me, I like to use multiple blush shades. There we go. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. Perfect. So now I'm going to go in with another color, and it's also from Milani. And this is old. It's from their trio, and they still sell it. It's from their Milani Floral Fantasy trio. And obviously this baby has had some good use. But I'm going into the middle color, and that is, what color is that? Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, I think it's because it's been used so much. This is like my tried and true for clients. We're going to go in with that same color, and we're going to go on top of that same blush and just go back towards the hairline. Perfect. Turn towards me. We're gonna go towards the hairline. Perfect.
This is what a high cortisol body looks like.
I'm like, wait a minute. What happened? I'm like, this is so crazy. My phone just cut on out of nowhere, turned towards me. That's insane. Okay. So now we're gonna take one more blush, because blush is the first thing to literally go on a client or a photo shoot. So I like to use a lot of blush. I'm going to be taking another Milani blush. It is the Baked blush, and it's in Pink Panna Cotta. And I know this looks really scary because it's like a really bright baby pink, but I'm actually going to be taking a, what is it? Excuse me. I'm going to be taking a fan brush and using the fan brush. And it's almost like a highlighter brush. And this is a Hakuhodo FJ4 110 brush. And we're only going to do it on the tops of the cheekbones. Turn to the side for me. Other side. There we go. More. There we go. We're only going to do it on the tops of the cheekbones. And then also what I like to do is add it a little bit in the brow. There we go. Perfect. And out in a little bit of the brow to connect. There we go. Turn back. It's really, really, really pretty, really glowy, really gorgeous. So, I don't know if you guys are able to see, but she has glitter literally on her cheek. And it's really hard to get glitter off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some tape, and I'm actually going to get that glitter off with some tape. Give me 1 second. And I don't normally work with glitter. Like, glitter is not something I normally work with, but I'm gonna wrap this piece of pink tape around my finger. There we go. And I'm just gonna tap and get any of the glitter off. Turn towards me. Try to get as much glitter as I can. There we go. Off. I see just a little bit here. Perfect. And that glitter was literally from the eyeshadow. So we have our eyes, our blush, our bronzer, our contour, everything done. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I don't think we need to do any more highlighter. I think using that light color pink blush was highlight enough for us. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set the face. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use a different setting spray today. I'm gonna be using the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm. And I only really use this when my clients have combination oily skin. I know this is loud. You guys have to, let me show you. It's this, and you have to shake it up. Like, you really have to shake this product up. But I like to use this when my clients are doing more like glam type of makeup. So that should be enough clothes for me. There we go. And Danessa says to do it in an X, in a T, and in an O. And it needs to sit for 1 minute, 1 minute before you go ahead and do the next step. So what we're gonna do now is, now that that is set, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually take a brown, I'm gonna take a brown liner, like a dark brown liner. And this is a black brown. Actually, we'll take a black brown liner. And it is by LA Colors, and it's in the gel eyeliner. There we go. And it's a black brown. Always sharpen your pencils. And then always make sure you're sanitizing. So I'm going to be spraying it. I'm going to be spraying this with alcohol. Just to make sure that it is clean, because it is going towards the eye. And let this dry off for a second. And then okay, perfect. And then what you want to do is you may want to take the liner and run it across the back of the hand just to warm it up and so that it's not as sharp. And have you look up, pull the eyelid down, or not the eyelid, excuse me, the eye down just a little bit. And do it in the waterline. There we go. Now what I want you to do is I want you to squeeze tight for me. Tight, 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 tight. Let loose. Perfect. So what this does is it transfers the liner from the bottom to the top. Do it one more time. And then let's add a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. No more squeezing. No more. Just the first time. Just the first time you have to squeeze. But it makes her eyes shapely and sultry. So let's go ahead and do the same thing for the other eye. And just make sure you're gentle. Squeeze for me. Tight, 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 tight. Let go. Okay, perfect. And it also smudges it out for you a little bit as well. And we're not using black liner. We are using black brown liner, which is a little bit more softer. It's beautiful. That's what we're using. So now, what you can do, because that setting spray should have set by now, what you're going to do is you're going to take your triangular puff that you use to set the eyes, and you're going to push and press that into the skin. And it actually activates. Turn towards me. There we go. Sometimes these powder puffs, let's use this, can have fallout, and we don't want that. Okay, there we go. Look towards the, perfect. Looks really good. So now let's go ahead and do mascara. We're going to be using the Pitch Black e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara. There we go. And before we do that, you know how to curl your lashes? Okay. So I'm going to have Anne curl her lashes. What I'm going to do before you have your client, because I can curl them, but I like my client to curl their lashes, because remember, they can gauge the pressure point and they can feel whether their lashes are being, whether their eyelid is being squeezed. Sometimes as makeup artists, we can't. So I'm going to be using the Sephora lash curlers, but you want to make sure you sanitize it. So I'm going to be spraying it with alcohol. And then we're going to go ahead and clean them off. because you always want to make sure everything is clean. You always want to make sure everything is sanitized. That is very, very, very important over here. So, and I'm going to actually give you a mirror, and I'm going to give you here.
Oh my gosh. So pretty. I'm just finally seeing it for the first time.
So I'm going to teach you a trick, Am. When you go in to curl your lashes, I want you to squeeze and pump it. So pump it about 10 times, okay? Squeeze, 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 squeeze. There we go. Yep. There we go. Ooh, yes. It made Anne's lashes lift up so much. It looks so good. Yeah, I like those. You know what? I used to use the Shu Umera eyelash curlers. I really like those as well too. I don't even know if they make those. Kevin Aquan had some really good eyelash curlers too. But these Sephora ones I've had for a while. It's okay, I'll be able to get that off. Your eye is a little red.
Do you have a Q-tip?
Yeah, I do. It's okay. When you do that, sniff in.
I heard something about like if you stick your tongue to the top of your mouth, it like stops you from tearing up or something.
I've never heard of that before, but we will.
I mean, that'd be for sneezing, actually.
We'll test and we'll see how that theory works. I just know that if you like sniff it in, that it'll stop it. Here you go. And I'll get you the mirror, yeah. I'll get you the mirror 1 second. And don't worry, I'll get the hair off for you. Perfect. But yes, lashes curled, they look really, 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 really beautiful. Perfect. Velvet, mommy's gonna give you your ball. Here you go. There you go. Okay, so let's see. Garbage. Perfect. So let's get that hair off, that one little hair
I think there's also a big
that you have here. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So now this is what we're working with. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to apply mascara. And like I said, we're going to be using the e.l.f. lash extender in the color Pitch Black. And remember, never apply it with the actual product component. Always make sure that you are using a disposable wand. I think I'm going to use a different disposable wand today. I'm going to use probably the more softer disposable one. I'm going to have you close for me and relax. Perfect. And what I like to do is I like to go in the lash line, wiggle, pull, wiggle, pull. Lash line, wiggle, pull. And this stops the lashes from clumping. Open for me. Beautiful. Turn towards me, close. Go to the root of the lash. Wiggle, pull, wiggle, pull. And if you're hearing the noise, that's my dog playing with her new ball that I got her to keep her occupied. Open for me. gorgeous. Look up. We're gonna do some at the bottom of the lash. Same technique, wiggle, pull, wiggle, pull. Bottom. Absolutely gorgeous. So now what we're gonna do is because Anne's lashes are already pretty long and we don't want to do too much, but we still want to put a little lash, we're gonna go in and we're gonna do individual lashes. And I know some people get scared with individual lashes, but I like using individual lashes on clients. It just makes things a lot easier. Velvet, you're making a lot of noise today. Let me grab, give me 1 second, guys. Let me grab what I like to use for individual lashes. Did I run out? Please don't tell me I ran out. Let's see. I think I did. And I don't want to do 12 millimeters is a little too long. That's 14 millimeters. I wanted to do like maybe 10 millimeters. Okay, maybe we'll do 12 because I think your actual lashes, let's see.
I did have to like separate it because it started to poke me, so
It's okay.
I hope I didn't mess anything up.
Look down. I think we could do 12. I think we could do 12. So we're going to be using, and I know this sounds crazy, but we're going to be using individual lashes. And I like using individual lashes. And I think we're going to go in with like 12 millimeters. And we're going to be using glue. And we're going to be using tweezers to apply. And we're not going to be using a lot. We're only going to be using like maybe 3 or 4 lashes. Okay. And I'm going to be using Duo Lash Glue. That's what we're going to be using. And it's going to be the dark tone. And what I'll do sometimes is I'll just go ahead and I'll put it on the back of my hand. And then I'll take the lash. I'll dip it in there. Look down for me. And I never have my client close their eyes. I only have them look down. Look up for me. Perfect. And I start with the outer corner of the eye. Look down. Perfect. Look up. Gorgeous. And always remember, step back to take a look at your work. Down, perfect. There we go. Looks gorgeous. So then I think I want to take, because I have one 10 millimeter. I want to take one small 10 millimeter and add it next to that 12 millimeter. Me? There we go. And this looks really, really good. I don't feel like we need to do anything super dramatic more than that, and you could see. So look down for me. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Looks really pretty. Gorgeous. Sorry, I know you guys can hear that ball going crazy. It's like an electrical ball for her. There we go. Beautiful. Let's do one more. 12. Perfect. And then we'll do, turn towards me. That'll go down. And then we'll do a 10. We'll do one small 10 that I have. Give me. I think I want to do let's see. This is an 8. We'll add one more. Sometimes eyes are different on different sides. Look down for me. Look down. There we go. With me. There we go. I think I want to add one more on the other side. The 12. Move down. Perfect. Look at me. Okay, there we go. That's what I like to see. In the camera, perfect. So I added individual lashes to her, and I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see right now because you're not up close, but trust me, she has individuals on. So now the last thing that we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to do lips. And we are going to be utilizing, do I have the lip liner? I do. Actually, where's the lip liner at? Hold on. Is it on the table? Oh, you thirsty? You thirsty?
Before we do lips then.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Also, let your client drink. Let them have a drink before you go ahead and do their lips. But what's great about this lip liner is that it actually, let's see, it's a long wear lip liner. So she can drink, eat, do whatever she needs to do. What did I do with the lip liner? Sorry guys, I'm looking for the lip liner. What color is this? Demure, Rare, Cola. No, we don't want to go that dark. We don't want to go that bright either. Okay. I just had that. I just had that lip liner. It's probably on this table somewhere. Yep. It was hiding from me. Okay. So we're going to be using the Juvia's Place long wear lip liner in the color Signature. That's what we're going to be using. There we go. You're going to sharpen like normal. Then you're going to spray to clean it off. And remember, we put like that really juicy lip mask on her. And because we want everything to go on smoothly, we're gonna take a 2-ply tissue. We're gonna blot. Perfect. Blot one more time. Gorgeous. And we're gonna go ahead, keep your mouth closed. Turn it this way. We're gonna start on the outer corners of the lips and go in just a little bit. Turn towards me. Perfect. And we're not overdrawing the lips. We want to do Anne's natural lip. She has nice natural lips. A really beautiful Cupid's bow. And we just want to keep it as natural as possible. I see a lot of people overdrawing their lips, and there's nothing wrong with that. Turn towards her. There's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it can be a little too much. Like it can be a little too much. So then I like to blend it out with another brush. And just blend this out so the line won't be so hard. There won't be a line of demarcation. Perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add a lip color. I think I'm gonna go with, what color is this? Jason Wu Sugar Cookie. And this gets a lot of good wear and tear. What I like about this, and remember, always clean. What I like about the Jason Wu lip fluffs is you can use it for eyes, lips, and cheeks. So now we're going to take a angled lip brush. I'm going to take an angled.
Oh, yeah, I keep.
Okay. Why is my whatchamacallit off? Ouch. Pretty much smashed my finger. We are just about done. Apply. Okay. Move for me? Move your head. No. Oh, you know what I have to do. Hold on, guys. Sorry. There we go. Okay. We're back on. It's hot. So we're pretty much to the last part. There we go. Sorry. Okay. There we go. Sorry, guys. So now let's apply the lip color. Blot for me. Go. Perfect. I'm going to take that same brush and blend it out. Blend out the edges. I think I like this. We're going to take one more color. We're going to take the Beauty Creations Nude X lip color in Better Off Alone. There we go. Better Off Alone. We're going to spray it. Make sure you clean this off. And we're just going to add it into the center of the lip just to add a little bit more dimension. Blot for me. One more time. Blot one more time. Perfect. Perfect. Gorgeous. So now the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a gloss, and we're going to be adding my favorite gloss right now, which is actually by Makeup Shack, and it is their gloss, and then the color is Liddy. What camera are you using and lens, if you don't mind me asking? So the camera that I'm using is the Sony a7 IV. Well, it's the Sony a7 Mark IV. And I'm using a Sigma 105 millimeter macro lens, and it's the DG Art lens, and that's what I'm using to actual film with or stream with. And it's the same thing that I use to photograph with. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add gloss. No blotting this time. And I'm really just adding it to the center of the lip and the top of the lip as well. And the reason why I don't like my clients or models blotting is because it adds unnecessary texture, and we don't want that. And there you guys have it, the makeup look. This is a really glam look that we have going on. So it's really, really pretty, glowy, gorgeous. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually photograph this. If you guys have any questions, ask right now while we're transitioning from makeup to photography. It looks really, really gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this look looks really good. If you guys haven't tried individual lashes, do individual lashes. Sometimes strips are entirely too much and they're heavy. Individuals, you can customize it. Sometimes you use individuals when your clients actually have lash extensions, and sometimes they need an appointment and need to get fills in between and they haven't done that. You can go ahead and you can use individual lashes. So yeah, it looks really, really, really good. It looks really pretty. Perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch. We're gonna switch lights in the back. And we're gonna be doing a soft photo shoot, I guess. I don't know if you wanna call it soft, but it's not gonna be high key this time. Oh, that looks gorgeous already. It's not gonna be high key. We're gonna have the backdrop almost look like a gray backdrop, and I'll teach you guys how to go ahead and do that. I'm just switching out literally the light, and I'm actually about to switch out the camera. So you can still ask me questions while I'm switching out everything. Thank you, Ryan.
Do you want to shoot hair up or hair down?
No, hair's gonna be down.
Down?
Yeah. Yeah, hair's
just
gonna.
let me know when you want me to go like refresh my clothes and stuff.
That's fine. Yeah, hair's gonna be down. Could you do this with a? You can do this with a 135mm lens, but this is the problem. You're gonna have to back up. Like, you're literally going to have to back your camera up. If you're shooting, if you're streaming, you're gonna have to do that. If you are doing beauty, you're still gonna have to back up because it's still a very long lens. She's got lipstick on it. No, I'm reading what Ryan is saying. This looks so good. This looks so pretty. Ooh, honey. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I get so happy when I see like the work because it looks really, really good. Sometimes these lights are so bright you can't tell everything. And so, yeah. What did she say? She's got lipstick. She's got lips. Wait, Anne can read. She can read what you're saying.
I'm blind, so I can't.
Oh, she can't see.
Far. That's the only thing.
She don't have her contacts in. Thanks. So I'll tell you what I'm using for the light. I'm using a Nan light, and it's the FS300B. And then I'm using a newer Octabox, and I think it's like 17-inch Octabox. And it actually has I'm sorry, my brain is going today. It has the, why is my brain not working right now? And I'm looking at it and I can't even think. It has the diffuser, I'm sorry. It has the diffuser on it. So it makes the light look even soft. So yeah. And it's like, I look good. I
do look good.
So I'm actually going to switch from constant light, because this is a constant light that we're using, to strobe. So it's going to go dark for a little bit. Sorry, guys. There we go. It's going to go dark for a little bit. And we're only going to use one light today. We're not going to be using two lights like I normally do. Normally I'll do something like high key, and I'll do high key lights when I'm doing more like skincare kind of stuff. But when I'm doing more like a glam type of look, I like to go ahead and use probably one light. That's what I like to go ahead and use. And I'm about to switch cameras in a second. So I'm about to switch it to my actual computer camera versus the camera that I'm using to stream right now. But if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. And the modifier that I'm going to be using to shoot with her is another Octabox. And I'm going to be using a 35-inch Octabox, one light, to shoot her. So now let's switch. Let's switch cameras. Here we go. Let's switch the camera to the webcam. And let's see what's going on with the camera. Sorry guys, I'm checking to see what's going on with sound, display. Let's see. Display, brightness, monitor, focus, storage, multi. Let's go with camera. Let's type in the camera. Make sure my camera's on. Camera's on. But we're talking about video, photo. Okay. So this is on. I'm trying to figure out, guys, why my camera on here isn't working. Let's see. Give me 1 second.
Do you want me to go do my hair?
Yeah, you can. Wait, I'm trying to see. Check. There we go. Before you get up.
No, I'm not gonna brush.
No. I'm trying to see this really quick. For some reason, I don't know why this is not working. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out why my webcam, like my regular webcam, is not working. My other camera seems to be working. Let's see. Camera. Camera is working. It says it's working. Your camera might be covered to use. Close other app. Okay. What's going on? Let's open this up really fast. Apply. Hold on guys, I'm trying to see what's going on with my camera. For some reason isn't working. Okay, that's fine. Rotate. Video format. I didn't mess with the video format. Apply. Couldn't hide camera sources required. Hold on guys, give me 1 second. I don't know why this isn't working. Let's Oh, okay, let's try this. Oh, I figured this out now. Okay. Sorry guys. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my actual reset. What's going on? Reset. I'll press reset. Apply. Let's see if that's the problem. I won't hide it. I don't know what's going on with these optimize. No face found. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out what is going on with my actual camera on my computer, because it's not working. Hold on. This hasn't happened before. This was fine before. Okay, you guys should still be able to hear me. Enhance atmosphere, background, flip, rotate. Yeah, what's going on? Recommended. Headset, okay, check. We should be good. You guys should still be able to hear me. I just don't understand what's going on with this. Okay, we may have to. I didn't want to restart this. Apply. I don't know what's going on today. This makes me mad. I'm gonna have to end the live.